Hey, what's up, guys? Mike here with CRZYWRLD.com. So, we got a lot of stuff to go over. I have completely changed the direction of my YouTube channel, which used to be Crazy Moto. I love mechanical things. I love my bikes. I love my cars. But my true passion has always been and will always be creating art. Whether that takes the form of video or digital art or building websites or album art for friends or analog art and painting. So I decided that instead of, making this channel kind of just like a thing just to make money, I wanted it to be like a passion project. I wanted this channel at the end of the day to be something that never feels like work to me. And ever since I changed the direction of it, it really hasn't. Like, I've been doing just really cool pieces of art that have been challenging me and creating a better artist in me at the same time. And it's really kind of been a beautiful thing. And I mean, I just knew. You ever make a decision and you just know it's the right decision? Like, you just know. And that's what I felt with this. And I don't feel that a whole lot. But with this, I mean, I certainly did. So to me, that's a very good sign. So, that stuff out of the way, what we're going to be doing in this video is we are basically going to be doing every single Ink Master drawing challenge. Now, with that being said, I still kind of have to work out some things of, what exactly is going to get done. Like, we're not going to do every single artist's drawing challenge. We're going to do each drawing challenge for each elimination tattoo for each season and episode. But we're not going to do like all 15 for the one. That would like literally take forever. So we're not going to do that. But I am going to be embarking on this challenge. I think it's a great way to diversify my my artwork. I mean, just the type of styles that I'm familiar with. I've never really done traditional Japanese artwork, but I've always wanted to. It's always been really appealing to me. And Japanese culture in general has as well been appealing to me. So I'm definitely looking forward to that aspect of it as well. So I'm pretty excited for this challenge. I think it's going to make me a better artist. And I think that if you wanted to kind of broaden your horizons and learn new styles, this is definitely a great way to do it because, it's just taking something you're completely unfamiliar with and forcing you to do the best job you can in it. So, I'm going to embark on this challenge. See you guys in a little bit. Crazy world. Alright, guys, so the first 2 episodes of Ink Master in the first season did not really have elimination challenges that were super conducive to drawing on its own. So as you can see, the first one was a cover-up and the second one was just a location on the head. So I mean, technically I guess I could have drawn anything for that, but I was like, I'm kind of looking for a style that I don't normally do. And certainly black and gray is a style I don't normally do. Usually I do very much traditional inspired designs. I also do a lot of sacred geometry, typography, more things of the bold graphic nature than fine arts. So today we're going to load up the backpack, take the Ducati up to the local coffee shop, grab a coffee, and we're going to try to start to work on some black and gray. Gang. Okay guys, so now we're going to go over everything that was used for this video. This particular challenge, which was black and gray. So, with my black and gray, obviously I was going to use graphite pencils, some charcoal, and erasers, to create forced highlights and things of that nature. So everything that you see here will be linked in the description. One set of links will be from Amazon for the cheapest possible, way for you to get everything I have here. The second set of links will be from my website, to where if you don't mind spending a couple extra dollars and you want to support the channel and you want to see more content, you can do that. Obviously, supporting the channel means that I'll be able to make more of these videos. So if you like the video and you don't mind spending $3-4 extra bucks on these products, then buying from the Crazy World website will certainly help more videos come out. So, starting from the far left here, I have this set of mechanical pencils with the knurled grips. They're made out of metal, they have a nice weight to them, and I like the way they feel in my hand. Lately I've been using a lot of the red pencils just because it's easy to build rough shapes and then refine them by pressing harder. And it's somehow it works better to do it that way than with the actual graphite, because the graphite is already dark when you first put it to the paper, but the red pencils are a lot lighter, so you can really define your rough shapes as you go along, and the stray marks that you make are much less notable and much less distracting to the eye, and they don't take away as much from the shape you're trying to create. So right here we have the 0.5 millimeter lead one, and 0.5 millimeter is pretty fine. Then we have a 0.7 millimeter one, and then we have a 1.3 millimeter. That's the big boy. So you can see it's much thicker. The 1.3, I didn't really use a whole lot. I really used the 0.5 and the 0.7 the most, and there's such a small difference between the 0.5 and the 0.7. I kind of ended up using them interchangeably. But for the finer lines on the brow, it's definitely nice to have the 0.5 and just have the thinnest, tool you have possible to create those eyelashes and things like that. The next one that I use mostly for shading is a charcoal pencil, just to put in those really deep, rich blacks in the socket of the eyes and the nose of the skull. Then I have here the white pencil. This is a product of China. Pretty cool company. They make a lot of cool stuff. To be honest, I don't even know if Amazon will have them, but I'll check and make sure. If not, you'll find them on my website. They're pretty handy. Now, one of the most useful tools in this exercise were my erasers. Starting again from left to right here, we have the Tombow Mono Zero, a very small click style eraser that really helps you put in fine details when you need to do some really fine erasing. Very useful for places like eyes, lips, teeth, things of that nature. And one of my favorite tools is my electronic eraser. This thing may seem kind of like a gimmick, and when I kind of bought it as kind of just like a gimmick. I was like, oh, motorized eraser or whatever. Cool, $10, $15, I don't even remember how much it was. But I was like, cool, whatever, just, But actually, it turns out to be very effective. And the reason it is because of this motion. You're not really rubbing the paper very hard, creating heat and friction and potentially tearing the paper. This motion here really allows you to do some clean erasing with minimal damage to the paper. And with this being in a pen shape, you can get really pretty accurate with it, especially when you come down here. So these are the inserts. So this and the refills go in here, and then this slides and is just press fitted into the tip of this. And when you need to put in a new one, you just pull this out, slide a new one in, and then it's held in by tension or pressure. And so there's different attachments you can get for various sizes. And as you can see, this one's a lot more fine, which allows you to get much, smaller, more intricate details in with your eraser. And this thing was also invaluable, especially around the eyes and highlights in the eyes and things like that. It really was very nice to have. And it's funny because I bought this thing as a gimmick, but I probably use it, almost more than any one other thing, because I'm constantly switching it between pencils and red and graphite and liners and all these other tools. But I always use this to erase. Always. So it's weird, man. It's just funny because I bought this thinking it was just kind of like lame and a gimmick, but I use it more than anything else. Finally, the high polymer Pentel eraser. Classic. Gotta have these for the large areas. Do minimal damage to the paper while doing the cleanest erase out of anything else I found on the market besides a kneaded eraser, which can be annoying to work with in my experience. Finally, some tortillons. And these are just used to blend your shading, smooth out the shading, So those are very helpful in blending the shading and smoothing it out and kind of creating fine pieces of art with. And guys, I'm far from being the best artist ever. Far from it. But I try to better myself every day, and I hope one day to be able to, in my own consciousness, call myself a good artist. So these are the tools that I use today. If you're interested in picking them up, check the links in the description. So here's the setup, that's the drawing setup. This is the video editing, Adobe Illustrator setup. Adobe Illustrator I actually primarily use on the Surface Pro because of the pen. But more important than all of this stuff that's really helped me with my artwork, more than the products, more than any of this stuff, has been number one, just dedication and work, and the proper educational materials. So this right here is the almost fell drawing of the head and hands, figure drawing for all it's worth. This is a 2-book set by Mr. Andrew Loomis. And this, up until a month ago, I have never drawn people. I would only draw skulls. I never draw human beings. And up until I got this book about a month ago, I just had nowhere to go. And this is such a good book in terms of laying out the proportions and how the features of the human face are all interrelated and have very specific spatial relations to one another. And once you understand these proportions and how you can move and change them, you can really make any sort of type of face that you want and make it look realistic. The human eye and the human mind has a inherent kind of structure or a standard for beauty and how a face should look within it. And when it's even off a little bit, even the most untrained eye can tell almost immediately that a face doesn't look right. So this man, Andrew Loomis, and in this book writes it very simply and easy to understand for even the most beginning artist, how the proportions relate to each other, and how they go together, and how to place the nose and eyes on the face. So I figured before we would go getting into this and all this stuff with detail, I would just bring this up. I'll link this in the description. This book is worth its weight in gold if you plan to be drawing people. If you are, planning to be a tattoo artist, women's faces and men's faces surely are one of the most popular tattoo subjects right now, for sure, and have been for quite some time. So, here are some of my own notes. But this book is truly invaluable. So I'm going to go ahead and close this. I'm sure Mr. Andrew Loomis worked very hard on this, and I don't want to give away too much of his information without asking. I mean, I didn't really give any of it away, but, I respect an artist's hard work he put into something he's trying to sell. So I'm not going to, flip through this whole book. But I will be linking this book specifically, which is the one that's going to pertain to this the most, and as well as the set. Because this has really helped me out personally, and I really can't recommend it enough. So that will be linked in the description, and let's get to drawing. Let's go. Up at Social, which is a pretty cool little coffee shop up here in Leonardtown. I like to come here sometimes to draw and chill, do a little work. It's a good spot. They got amazing coffee, and this, I just found out they had smoothies today, so I'm trying this for the first time, and this is incredible. Super bomb. Really smooth, refreshing. Great smoothie. Super cool staff here too. If you haven't been to Social before, check it out. So this is what I got so far. I was gonna just draw a girl, but now I'm turning it into half female face on this side, and then this side's gonna be the skull. But I brainstormed at the cafe. Still haven't finished my drink yet, but once I'm done that, I'm gonna roll back to the house and I'll film the drawing process. Gang.
To get out of street, just for my brothers to get out of system. I need my sister to use out her grade, just for my mother to feel better. Just for my cousins to get out of streets, just for my brothers to get out of system. And I need my sister to use out her grade. Just got trauma woes, it's emotion. My mama getting older and I don't wanna notice. Plus I don't trust the doctor's diagnosis, cause profit vultures got upside the motors. Now where hair is going, shit is sad. The worst suggested the liver's bad. She don't say much till I tend to ask her. Medicaid sucks and the system trash. Now my brother done gone off the deep end. When too many days been tweaking. It's a fee for freedom in the sea of demons. Thinking any day he gon' sink in. Need rehab and some more shit. I mean therapy and hypnosis. Cause at this point he ain't really fit for a job. Wonder what do it take for addiction to stop? Need my mother to feel better. Just for my cousins to get out of the streets. Just for my brothers to get out of the system. I need my sister to use out her grade. Just for my mother to feel better. Just for my cousins to get out of the streets. Just for my brothers to get out of the system. And I need my sister to use out her grade. Just for my mother to feel better. Just for my cousins to get out of the streets. Just for my brothers to get out of the system. And I need my sister to use out her grade. Just for my mother to feel better. Just for my cousins to get out of the streets. Just for my brothers to get out of the system. And I need my sister to use out her grade. Raise up an impulse. Can't let motherfuckers slide with it. So no, still yelling for 12 of the kinfolk go. They ain't finna listen, no, it's difficult. Trying to comprehend. When you broke on dope, it's a problem. Get bond re-up, then it's on again. Brother stuck in the same shit my pops is in, goddamn. Swear the cycle's eternal, and the walls of poverty is hard to hurdle. So we fire verbal. And cold leaders need less leaders, some more cold leaders. No reason why Kirk had to get it like that. Bet Junior shooter would've took it all back. Ain't shit sweet in the streets per usual. Just pray that my sister's degree is useful. For my mother to feel better. Just for my cousins to get out of the street. Just for my brothers to get out of the system. I need my sister to use out her grade. Just for my mother to feel better. Just for my cousins to get out of the streets. Just for my brothers to get out of the system. And I need my sister to use out her grade. Just for my mother to feel better. Just for my cousins to get out of the streets. Just for my brothers to get out of the system. And I need my sister to use out her grade. Just for my mother to feel better. Just for my cousins to get out of the streets. Just for my brothers to get out of the system. And I need my sister to use out her grade. yeah. Put that on Trini, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Shit, I tried to touch you, yo. I tried to touch you already. I'm so extra shit. I tried to touch you already. Yeah, I'm so extra. Hey, hey, look at them now. It's probably that Cynthia. It's gotta be Cindy Pack. Either that or some extra shit. Look at them now. It's probably that Cynthia. It's gotta be Cindy Pack. Either that or some extra shit. Put that on Trini, I might never love again. Bound to be sad, it's always in summons. Hope this shit lands, I just go dumb again. I just put that on Trini, I might never love again. Bound to be sad, it's always in summons. Hope this shit lands, I just go dumb again. I just, hey. Numbers a day to my pop pass. Lurking online for the Zypack. When it's smoke, you don't never gotta broadcast. How you had to drop and they never make contact. Let it unfold, it's a process. All my old hoes, still hard pressed. I'm a beast, I'm a monster on Loch Ness. Give me nine, be my peace, so it's God bless. Ice in my veins, bitch, I'm no coldest. They told me I'm dead and I ain't even noticed. Drugs in my brain and it's draining my focus. Shit, I can't even. I'm back in big booty women to dabbing in sorcery. Hacking up backwards, this Cali for forestry. Came up for nothing, I'm acting accordingly, yeah. I've been detached from priorities. This shit ain't music, it's Percocet poetry. I'm living up to the deadbeat I'm supposed to be. Pissing off women to treat me the sweetest, yeah. She love me like oat milk and peaches. I just want head in the Tesla, burning synthetic. A dead competitor, never did never. You better, you regular, you just a rat like a belly. You jelly for look at them now. It's probably that Cynthia. It's gotta be Cindy Pack. Either that or some extra shit. Look at them now. It's probably that Cynthia. It's gotta be Cindy Pack. Either that or some extra shit. Put that on Trini, I might never love again. Bound to be sad, it's always a summons. Hope this shit lands, I just go dumb again. I just put that on Trini, I might never love again. Bound to be sad, it's always a summons. Hope this shit lands, I just go dumb again. I just, hey.
I'm calling that for the night. Just another side note is right now I am 3D printing custom X-Acto knife covers, which will be available for purchase on CRZYWRLD.com. So if you've lost your X-Acto knife cover and don't feel like slicing your fingers open when you reach in your desk to get it, and you want to support the channel and see more art, then feel free to purchase one when they're available. I'll greatly appreciate it. And every dollar goes back into the channel, which is going to lead to my ultimate goal, which is making enough money to buy a plot of land to grow enough food to be able to give away to people for free and have the place solely run on donations from people who care about other human beings and don't think that anybody should go hungry. Thanks, guys. Good night. Okay, guys, so here we are, 2 hours and 40 minutes later. And we have new X-Acto knife covers. If you guys are interested in 3D printing, I will be posting a video about this specific printer and the mods and the upgrades I've done to it on the channel. This is very useful for things like this, but there's also some other prints I have that I'll go over and show you guys later. Super cool thing to add to your arsenal as an artist. And like I said on my website, guys, one of my slogans is art takes many forms. And one of the other forms of art that I particularly love is building motorcycles and cars. And this thing is invaluable when it comes to that. So keep that in mind. So I'm going to go ahead and set me up here. We're going to do a test fit. Okay. There we go. Protected. Now I won't cut myself again when I reach in and get it. Guys, so after probably about an hour and a half maybe spent on this, it is complete. There's always room for improvement, and this was a really fun challenge because, like I said, I am not a black and gray like pencil, charcoal, graphite artist, but doing this kind of really made me want to get more into it. I had a lot of fun playing with the values with the charcoal and just kind of experimenting with those techniques. And it's always kind of interesting to try something you don't normally try and to create art that you wouldn't normally create. There's certainly room for improvement still on this, but to be honest, I think one of the next challenges is new school, and I'm really excited for that because that's right up my alley. If you've seen any of my other art, you know that like bold graphic kind of illustrative art is really my specialty. Very, very heavily influenced by American traditional tattoo art. But this was a fun project, and I definitely am going to be looking forward to doing more of these in the future. So this was a really good challenge, definitely broadened my horizons as an artist, and I'm definitely going to be wanting to do some more work like this soon. So Ink Master Challenge number 1, black and gray, in the bag. If you guys like the content, be sure to subscribe. I'm going to be making, obviously, a ton of these videos because, I mean, 13 seasons of Ink Master, hella episodes, one from each one. Like I said, some of them won't be applicable. Like, some of them will be tattoo specific. You won't be able to just, like, translate to just artwork. But for the most part, there's going to be a ton. Also, if you like any of the designs you saw in my intro, I do have apparel available on CRZYWRLD.com. If you would like to support the channel, that's a great way to do it and get some really cool merch in the process. Thanks for watching, guys. Stay crazy.
I just go dumb again, I just, hey. Numbers a date in my pop pants. Lurking online for the Zypack. When it's smoke, you don't never gotta broadcast. How you had to drop and they never make contact. Let it unfold, it's a process. All my old hoes, still hard pressed. I'm a